Welcome, everyone, and also welcome with me together here, Jonas from Applike Group.
Thanks for having me, Tim.
And I invited him to speak here because he has a lot of experience on both app development and ad tech. So I'm curious to hear your journey with Applike Group. Can you share a little bit more about that journey?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think back in 2013, I was working at G&J in mergers and acquisitions. And within G&J, I saw they were investing a lot into content-driven businesses as a publishing house, but not so much into advertising-related models. Carlo and me, my co-founder and me, we had the idea for back then Applike, which was in the very first days to build a payback system, a loyalty system, miles and more system for the mobile app economy, but just had the idea if we were able to collect some kind of data on mobile phones, this has probably some value for advertisers. And the core idea was to build apps that reward users for spending time in third-party apps. For that purpose, we developed a technology for Android only that was able to track the time spent in apps directly from the user's phone without any third-party advertiser integration, SDK integration. And back then, actually, we called a lot of advertisers out there, and all of them told us incentivized installs don't work, the ROI is bad. So the feedback in the market was very negative. But you, Tim, were one of the only two that said, just no one tried this before to reward time spent. So maybe you have a go and you can try it. And from that very first moment that we saw, we are able to catch a lot of user interest for the topic of earning currency for spending time in games. We evolved, I would say, more into an ad tech company, because then we figured out the installed apps data we are reading is not only valuable for rewarding users, but also for building user profiles that allow advertisers to target users.
The way it works is because you're Android only, right? So the Android platform has less limitations or has more possibilities for you to basically follow that user behavior on the device and hence use it to do these things.
Right now, it's an official permission users can give, the app usage permission. Back then, it was a bit more hacky that we read a background service to see which app is most active on the phone to predict the time spent in those apps. But technologically, it works on Android. And also from the store policies, what we've done was in line with the Android policies.
I think you were not the only ones in the space. So it's actually an interesting example of like a new innovator, again, coming to a market and doing something maybe slightly different or more focused.
Like one of the core drivers for the success was the luck and the focus on very few topics. We always stick to time spent rewards. That's our topic, rewarding users for time spent. We were focused and said, that's easy. The user can get it. It scales to all advertisers without any further integration. And because we always had this data, the targeting power of this data was quite significant, because of course, advertisers pay for a female user in the US above 40 a much, much higher price than for a young male user, let's say in Germany.
Okay.